Buenos días. My name is Patrick. Recently, I retired after 26 years as a police officer and sold everything I owned. Now it's time for something different. A journey of healing and inspiration. I'm setting out to ride my motorcycle around the world, searching for beauty, connection, and the freedom of the open road. This is my life now. This is Adventures Without Borders. Good morning. I'm just waking up here in Morelia. I'm just walking to the little parking garage that's just half a block from my hotel. And happy to see that the KLR is still there in one piece, although honestly I've never had a problem with that anywhere. I'm just gonna ride it back to the hotel so I don't have to haul the bags down the block, and yeah, then I'll be off to Mexico City. All right, I'm on the bike, ready to roll, or I guess I'm already rolling, and just trying to make my way out of this maze that is Centro Histórico Morelia. I love these little Suzukis. Yeah, before I left, the young woman who was working the front desk at the hotel, she was all pumped about my trip and my bike and whatnot, so I got her to sit up on the bike and took some pictures of her on her camera for her socials. So that was a fun conversation. She dreams of riding a Harley around the world, so it's not a bad dream. The streets are really rough here though. Hey, shoulder checking is always nice when you're driving a garbage truck. Alright, so that's a little better. So what am I looking at today? About 270 kilometers to my destination in the Roma Norte district of Mexico City. So interesting, I was reading online yesterday. There have been some protests in that part of Mexico City related to the number of expats living there and digital nomads living there, renting Airbnbs, and what it's doing to the local housing market. And I guess some of them got a little bit out of hand. There was some damage done to a few businesses and things yelled at some expats. It's mainly targeting Americans because that's who lives in those areas. That's the majority of people who live there. But I was thinking about it, and I mean, yeah, part of the problem is people are going to live there, but also it's regulation around Airbnbs and whatnot. And I know in my home province of Quebec, they have heavily regulated Airbnbs, and it's really contributed to keeping like housing available and more affordable in the downtown areas. So although I understand the why those protesters would have been upset, you got to also consider that there are other root factors at play here. So anyway, that's my little current events thing for the day. These intersections are something. There's no signage. There's somehow an unwritten rule about letting people go. Anyway, I'm hopeful that has all passed in Mexico City and that I am not we'll pull over for this ambulance. There we go. A lot of traffic in Morelia. Holy cow. I got about 2 kilometers, it says, to the hotel. I think I'm in Roma Norte already, or very close to it, but yeah, this is a lot. It's a lot. I need to make a left. Of course, nothing looks like on the GPS. Okay. I think I got this. Please go ahead. When in Rome. Oh, we're looking good. In Rome. So 230 meters. This is the part where I talk to myself. Just going around. Just made it look like I was turning here, but obviously I can't. The GPS kind of screwed me over earlier today. I got to this junction on the highway and one side clearly said Mexico City, but the GPS was indicating the other way, so I thought, well, GPS has, you know, good information. And then it got me into this loop. Like, I came around the same way twice and then I just had to get out of it. So it ended up adding like 30 plus kilometers to my path, to my drive today. 170 meters right turn. Super exciting. Okay, I'm down to 600 meters. So second light should be the street well, not quite, but will get me really close. Next left. Right? Nope, not this one. Next one. Oh my god, I think I'm almost here. As long as my friendly TomTown GPS is not messing with me. Oh, I love that about Mexico. The roaming vendors with the loudspeakers. Okay, well, yeah, here it is, Hotel Embassy. Now, from checking online, it looked like the garage entrance was right here. Oh, beauty. Look at this. Got room for me. Wonder if I can just... And here we are. Can't believe I made it. Hey, good morning from Mexico City. So my first full day here this morning. I already had breakfast. And now I'm on a mission to get a haircut. So there are a lot of barbers in this area. So I just kind of picked one off of Google Maps that was close, and I'm gonna see what happens. Right, so that's what that looked like. Yeah, getting your haircut in different countries is interesting because oftentimes it's an experience, not just a haircut. So this one came complete with shoulder and neck massage, and yeah, these guys are hardcore barbers. You can tell they take their craft very seriously. It's a Strand barber shop in the Roma Norte district in Mexico City. I've had haircuts in a few countries now. I think the most wild one was in Turkey, where they used fire to, it's hard to describe, but they basically had like a cotton ball dipped in alcohol on fire, and they would tap it against your ear to get rid of the little hairs that grow on your ears. Yeah, but this was awesome. And it's you can tell it's an experience, and you pay for the experience. There are definitely cheaper haircuts out there, but did a good job, and thank you to Jordan or Jordan. And now I fit my helmet again.
Welcome to Mexico City, one of the most exciting cities on the planet. This place has a wild history. It was originally built by the Aztecs in 1325, known as Tenochtitlan. Yep, right on a lake. Back then it was basically a city on water, with canals and temples everywhere. Then the Spanish showed up in the 1500s, conquered it, and built their colonial city right on top of it. Which is why today, Mexico City is like a giant time machine. Aztec ruins next to colonial cathedrals, next to modern skyscrapers. Now fast forward to today. Mexico City is huge. It's the largest city in Mexico with over 9 million people in the city itself. But if you count the surrounding metro area, there are over 22 million people. It's massive. And it's not just big, it's also super high up, more than 2,200 meters above sea level. Mexico City is a mix of ancient history, vibrant neighborhoods, amazing food, and non-stop energy. So if you haven't been here yet, add it to your list. So I'm just having my favorite tacos al pastor, which I bought from a vendor here. 3 tacos, 45 pesos, can't go wrong. So al pastor is it's pork, I believe. Although I find it best not to ask too many questions, especially when it tastes good. It's cooked on a spit, sort of like a doner, if you've ever seen that. And yeah, it's got a little bit of kick to it. It's really good. I get a lot of mixed reactions whenever I tell people I'm visiting Mexico City. Not only from like Canadians and Americans, but also from other Mexicans. So it's my 3rd time in the city. And honestly, I have not had any negative experiences to date. I'm out just to go pick up some supper here. It's 8 p.m. Like, it gets dark earlier here, obviously. There's tons of people out, tons of families. To me, it feels super safe. And obviously, in a city this size, there's obviously going to be some neighborhoods that you're going to avoid and others that are really good. And I mean, that's true for any city, anywhere in the world. So if you've ever thought about it, I would say just do it. This is such a great destination. Just do a little bit of research as to where you want to stay and visit. Honestly think that there's nothing more to worry about here than anywhere else in the world.
Tengo la desgracia de no ser hijo del pueblo. Me cuento entre la gente que no tiene falsedad. Mi destino es muy parejo, yo lo quiero como venga. Soportando una tristeza o detrás de una ilusión.
So it's hard not to respect, at least, I guess, the courage, the guts that guy put into that. He just walked up on the sidewalk. There's a patio sidewalk and then the restaurant, and in a loud voice announced that he was going to sing and that he was making his living this way. And he didn't have a bad voice, actually, so I don't mind throwing like 10 or 15 pesos at him. I think that takes a lot of courage, and good for him, rather than just passing a hat. I think that's kind of a nice way to do it as well. So I just sat down here felt like pizza tonight for some reason. I think it's because I smelled some earlier and it smelled really good. So I'm sitting at a little pizza place like 5 minutes from the hotel. Just ordered, and looks like a nice place, so I'm guessing it's going to be pretty good.
Es por esto que es mi orgullo ser del barrio más humilde, alejado del bullicio y de la falsa sociedad.
All right, this thing is huge. I might have underestimated its size, but I can get it to go. That might be my breakfast tomorrow. It's got a nice thin crust, which I really enjoy. Very thin. Wow, it's really good. So there's large groups of a certain nationality that are either living here or visiting here in Mexico City. And I've noticed, like, they're hard not to notice, I'm going to say, about this certain group. And there's just like 4 or 5 people just walk by and just super loud and attracting attention, and it's so contrary to the philosophy that I have when I travel abroad. I know I don't blend in. I'm 6'4", but I don't want to stand out more than I need to either. I think there's a certain amount of respect for local culture that you have to have, and I don't know, it's just something to think about when you're traveling, how you want to be perceived and if it even matters to you, but I think it should. That's just my little 2 cents for the day when it comes to international travel. Back to the pizza. As I like to do, I want to discuss a little bit of the history of Mexico City and some of the interesting features about the city as well. So first of all, know that Mexico is the oldest capital city in North America. The city proper was founded in 1521, I believe. However, there have been settlements here since the 1300s. The city's at about 2,200 meters altitude, with some spots going up over 3,000 meters. It covers a staggering 8,000 square kilometers if you take into account the entire metropolitan region. And the city proper covers 1,500 square kilometers. The population for the metro area is 22 million people, which is the highest population density in North America. The city proper has 9 million people in it. So the city is divided into a series of boroughs, which are then divided into smaller neighborhoods, and those are called colonias. And so I'm in the Colonia Roma Norte. So around the area where I am are all sort of the more, I would say, posh areas of the city, with a lot of expats. And I was mentioning the other day while I was riding that there were recently demonstrations here because the cost of living for everyday Mexicans is being driven up by things like Airbnbs and expats buying up property and making life less affordable for local Mexicans. So there's a bit of a pushback to that occurring right now. Although
I was a little concerned coming in that I might feel some of that sentiment, but I can't say that I have. Anything that I'm feeling, I think, is driven by myself and the fact that I just happen to know that this was going on, and I feel a little paranoid about it. But I don't feel like I've been treated any differently or anything like that. So it's a fun city, like tons of restaurants, street food vendors, anything you want. Everything's like a block or two away that you need. There's also a couple of Tim Hortons for my Canadian viewers in the city. They're a distance. They're not walking distance from here, but maybe tomorrow, if I have some time, I'll hop in an Uber, head to one of the other colonias, and maybe I'll grab a double-double. Who knows? Roma Norte is an area known for its historic charm, beautiful architecture, and leafy streets. It's packed with art galleries, vintage shops, and amazing cafes. You'll find everything here, from street tacos to gourmet dining. It's a place where old-school Mexico City meets modern creativity. Just next door is La Condesa, laid-back, artsy, and full of life. It's famous for its lush parks like Parque Mexico and Parque España. People here are always out walking dogs, jogging, or just relaxing in the shade. The vibe here is relaxed, but there's always something happening, whether it's live music, food markets, or just great people watching at a sidewalk cafe. Both neighborhoods are perfect for wandering, with something interesting around every corner. If you're visiting Mexico City, Roma Norte and La Condesa definitely belong on your list. So I signed up for a walking tour here in Roma Norte and La Condesa, which are two neighborhoods or colonias in Mexico City. So it's through a group called Travel Guru, I believe. Anyway, so it's a free walking tour, but free in the sense that they go by donation. So whatever donation or tip you want to leave at the end of the tour is always appreciated by the guide. And I had done similar tours in other cities in Portugal and in Germany in the past. And it's a great way to get to know a city. So if you just Google free walking tours, it'll get you there. So it turns out I was the only person there with my guide, Sarah, and it was a 2-hour walking tour of both neighborhoods. And just full of like super interesting facts that you don't necessarily get when you just either read, the brochures or whatever. So my favorite fun facts, or my favorite discovery, I should say, the first was a market. It was a market / garden / cultural center that had been established after a building collapsed after the last earthquake here in Mexico City. And it was turned into that park as a memorial. And it's got just a nice sort of, I would even call it a hippie vibe in there. There were yoga classes, there was all sorts of art happening and indigenous cultural displays and things like that. So that was really cool. The other feature that I discovered that I really enjoyed was where I am now, and it's Avenida Amsterdam, so Amsterdam Avenue. So this part of the city at the start of the 20th century belonged to a rich countess who was Dutch but also had indigenous Mexican Aztec roots, and she owned this whole property, which is now this neighborhood, and she had a racetrack here, a horse track. And so this avenue is actually in the shape of, it follows the old horse track. It's elliptical, and it just goes around, and in the middle of it there's a walking path, which is where I am now, and it's just filled with lush greenery, trees, and it's very quiet. It's a really cool part of the history to learn about, that all of these areas were owned by rich foreigners, mostly Europeans at one point, and then slowly became part of the city. So I really enjoyed that tour. It was 2 hours long, and like I said, ended up just leaving her a nice tip at the end because she really knows her stuff, and we had some good conversations outside of what the tour encompassed. And so really enjoyed that one-on-one experience with Sarah, and I thank her for it. Hopefully you're watching. And so this afternoon I have to do another follow-up interview with French CBC back home. So yeah, I can't emphasize enough how much I would encourage you to visit Mexico City if that's ever something you've thought about. It's a beautiful, walkable, livable city. And like yesterday I put on just about 10 kilometers just walking, and today I'll probably be around the same, if not more. And if I can figure out how to do it, I want to rent one of the public use bicycles. I tried, and for some reason it wouldn't work with my credit card, so I'm going to try a different card when I get back to my room. So obviously you have to download their app. All right, so I'm going to do that, and I'll check in later. Hey, good morning. It's I don't even know, I think it's Wednesday, but it's my departure day from Mexico City. It's about 9:30 a.m. and I got the bike loaded up, ready to go. I did a quick check on the tire pressure while I was here. Also, I took advantage of the time here to clean my chain, and then I sprayed it with lube, so I am ready to go this morning. I was just chatting with a family from Costa Rica here who are visiting Mexico, and the one gentleman, he rides a motorbike, so he was curious about the bike and hopped on and got a picture on it as well. So I'm heading to Coatepec today, which is a town in the state of Veracruz. It's 298 kilometers. Looks like it's going to take about 4.5 driving hours, probably closer to 5. And then with stops, I'm sure it'll take at least 6. It looks like a very mountainous road, passing by a volcano. So yeah, I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of altitude riding, so I might have to throw on my jacket today. It's not been super hot here. It's been like in the low 20s for the most part. In the morning, it's actually like high teens. So first order of business though is breakfast. So I'll find something on the way. It might just be McDonald's this morning, grab a coffee, and then hit the road.